Robert Nesta Marley, known to the world as Bob Marley, was born on February 6, 1945, in 9 Mile, a small village in Jamaica. His father, Norval Sinclair Marley, was a white Jamaican of British descent, and his mother, Cedella Booker, was a black Jamaican. Due to the societal tensions around race and class in Jamaica, Marley experienced challenges early in life, but these experiences shaped his unique perspective and voice. When Bob was just 10 years old, his father passed away, leaving his mother to raise him. Cedella eventually moved with Bob to Kingston, Jamaica's capital, where they settled in the impoverished neighborhood of Frenchtown. Despite the hardship, it was in Frenchtown that Marley's musical journey began. He was exposed to a melting pot of music styles, including ska, rocksteady, and American rhythm and blues. In the early 1960s, Marley formed a group with friends Neville Bonnie Livingston, later Bonnie Weller, and Peter McIntosh, later Peter Tosh. They called themselves the Wailers. In 1963, the group scored a hit with their song Simmer Down, a ska tune that resonated with the struggles of the Jamaican people. Over the next few years, they continued releasing music, but commercial success outside of Jamaica proved difficult. During this time, Marley also developed a deep connection with Rastafarianism, a spiritual and cultural movement that had a profound influence on his life and music. His faith not only shaped his personal identity but also became a central theme in his songs. In 1972, the Wailers signed with Island Records, a British label founded by Chris Blackwell. This marked the beginning of Marley's international breakthrough. Their first album under Island, Catch a Fire, 1973, introduced reggae music to a global audience, blending its rhythmic groove with rock elements. The album was followed by Burnin', 1973, which included iconic tracks like Get Up, Stand Up, and I Shot the Sheriff, the latter of which was famously covered by Eric Clapton, further amplifying Marley's reach. By the mid-1970s, Marley had become the face of reggae music worldwide. As his music spread, his message of peace, unity, and resistance against oppression resonated with people everywhere. His song, No Woman, No Cry, from the Natty Dread album, 1974, became a global anthem, followed by Exodos, 1977, which Time magazine later named Album of the Century. Bob Marley's music wasn't just about entertainment, it was a vehicle for social change. He often addressed issues of inequality, oppression, and racial discrimination. His influence in Jamaica grew so powerful that he became a political figure, even though he avoided direct affiliations with any political party. In December 1976, Marley was set to perform at the Smile Jamaica concert, a free show intended to ease political tensions in the country. 2 days before the concert, gunmen broke into Marley's home and shot him, his wife Rita, and his manager Don Taylor. Miraculously, they all survived. Despite the attempt on his life, Marley performed at the concert as scheduled, famously saying, "The people who are trying to make this world worse aren't taking a day off. How can I?" Marley's influence continued to grow throughout the late 1970s, with albums like Kaya, 1978, and Survivor, 1979, addressing love, unity, and Pan-Africanism. His 1980 album Uprising featured the spiritual anthem, Redemption Song, one of his most powerful tracks. Tragically, in 1977, Marley was diagnosed with acral lentiginous melanoma, a form of skin cancer. Despite his illness, he continued to tour and make music, spreading his message of peace and unity. By 1980, however, the cancer had spread to his brain, lungs, and liver. On May 11, 1981, Bob Marley passed away at the age of 36 in Miami, Florida. His last words to his son Ziggy were, "Money can't buy life." He was given a state funeral in Jamaica, and his body was laid to rest in 9 Mile, where his journey had begun. Bob Marley's influence transcends music. He was a champion for the oppressed, a voice for the marginalized, and a symbol of resistance and unity. His message of love, equality, and social justice continues to inspire generations of musicians, activists, and fans around the world. Songs like One Love, Three Little Birds, and Buffalo Soldier remain timeless anthems of hope and resilience. His posthumous compilations, particularly Legend, 1984, have introduced new generations to his music, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time. Marley's children, including Ziggy, Stephen, and Damian Marley, have carried on his musical legacy, while his impact on culture, spirituality, and activism remains ever-present. Bob Marley is not just remembered as a musician, he is remembered as a symbol of love, peace, and freedom.